All right, this is the message for water signs. This is your love reading for this month of November. This is for Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get into your reading. This is the Four of Cups in your underlying energy. This is your energy here. So most of you have been going on some dates here, and you just kind of haven't, found the right person that you're looking for. I feel like some of you also have been given an opportunity here with another partner, another love, and I think you're kind of just too distracted, or just maybe even being picky on what you're looking for. Like you're trying to find a very perfect person here, but there's no such thing as a perfect person. And I mean, there's always going to be some kind of flaws with somebody. I mean, even everybody has flaws, right? But we can't let that stop us and get that in our way. Because what happens, you kind of ruin your chance with somebody that you could have. And that's what the Four of Cups is kind of telling me here. With the Eight of Pentacles in your past, I feel like most of you guys have been trying so hard to find that person. You guys have been trying so hard for the longest time. And it seems like you've worked on one relationship, it didn't work out. And then you worked on another one, it didn't work out. And it's just like an endless, continuously thing that you're still having to look and learn about somebody. And it looks like these were like long-lasting relationships, I feel. Like you put so much hard work and effort and a lot of your time into this person. But of course, at the end of the day, it doesn't go well, and you kind of continue on a new project, a relationship here, right? And I think it's also good because the Eight of Pentacles is talking about even trying to work on a good foundation. And I think that also we need to work on ourselves before we can even fully give everything that we want in our partner, right? We need to work on ourselves. We need to have a good solid foundation, what our beliefs are, what we want as a person, our needs, our wants, how we should respect others and respect ourselves, right? And then you need to kind of build that trust and bond with that other person. So with the Four of Pentacles in your presence, Four of Pentacles, this is a very standstill energy. This is not moving anywhere. I feel like some of you guys are in a way like kind of stuck. Some of you must be stuck like, what do I do? I mean, I keep going on dating, and maybe I'm even focusing on the past relationship that you previously had, and it's like you're not moving anywhere. You've kind of kept yourself, you kind of hit a wall, right? But the universe is letting you know that there is somebody there. You just have to be willing to see it and believe that it's out there for you, and not to focus on what the past has been. Four of Pentacles, you're not gaining or losing anything here. You're just really stuck. And I think you need to really invest your time and your energy when you find that person. Even though you've given your all, try to find a very good solid foundation, and with your future, it's like the Page of Swords. This is like I see like he's preparing for something here. You guys are getting ready for maybe the next relationship. Some of you may be even interested in someone in particular. With the Four of Cups again, like it's like you're kind of picky choosy. Who should I speak with? Who should I really put my time and effort? It's really about analyzing here. You really want to analyze and really look at all the signals. Make sure there's not really any red flags. Make sure that how you see how he interacts with other people is how he's going to interact with you. How he speaks to his parents, how he speaks to his siblings. You really want to take notes about these things before you start getting into a relationship with that particular person. Now, with the Hierophant being underneath the Four of Cups, this is basically saying that it could also, this means commitment. This means obedience. This means loyalty. This also means spirituality. This is having some wisdom here. And I think that with the heart of your reading, take take lessons and advices from other people that are very wise and that have dealt with this kind of situation before you, because they know what's going on. And make sure that these are not really bad advices. Like, there's some older people, you know, or very wise people that have gone through relationships and they just give the wrong tips and advices, and you just want to be very clear on who you're taking advice from. Like, if somebody has a really toxic relationship and then they're telling you their advice and it just doesn't seem to click because their relationship isn't that good, that should tell you something. Like, you shouldn't really follow their example. Find somebody that really has a good solid relationship. You know, this is all about teaching, and it's about learning as well. You know, you guys need to really learn about what these relationships have taught you, and use that for your next relationship. Like, you know, if you've done something wrong in the previous relationship, learn that you won't do that again in your next relationship, because it's all about building, you know, yourself and the other person, and it's all about a teamwork effort. Okay. And it needs to be equal between you and the other person. Now, with the sun being underneath the Eight of Pentacles, this is your foundation. This is showing, you know, this is showing truth, great abundance. You know, everything is blooming, everything is out in the open. And this is what you want for yourself. And I feel like this is what you have within you. This is what you have. You have purity, you know, you have that innocence, that innocent love, you know. You garden and you water your own garden and you keep things clear, but it's like sometimes it's like, why do I have to keep trying so hard for the wrong person? You know, I mean, with the Three of Swords being there, this is the obstacle, this is the challenge, that you guys have been hurt so many times. You know, you've been hurt so many times, and I think that's what the Hierophant is here for, with the heart of your reading, is that learn these lessons that these relationships have taught you. You know, but at the same time, even though you're hurt, learn to let go. Learn to let go from these pain, because it's not going to help you for the next person. You know, you need to be able to clear your clutter in your life. You need to be able to figure out what you're doing, you know, and just know that this is not like the end, or, you know, don't question like, am I ever going to find somebody? You will. It's just all about working, right? It's all about working, and and the work that you're putting into, it's going to bloom. You have that with you. And, you know, the Hierophant is also saying, you know, that you have to know that the other person is committed. Okay, you have to know that the other person is committed. Don't just kind of jump onto feelings, because yeah, emotions are very strong. They kind of trick us sometimes, because we're just so in tune with this person. We want to know everything about this person, which is great. That's what you want, right? But don't let your heart get in the way of things as well. It's all about mastering the mind and mastering your heart and keeping it aligned. You know, you don't want your mind and your heart kind of fighting each other. With the advice, you have the Emperor. Now, interesting advice. This is a card of authority. He is law. He is power, and he's very masculine. You know, this is somebody that is very strong, and I feel like this could be your energy as well. For some of you, this could be somebody else's energy, or it's taking note from a male perspective. I feel like some of you that are female, that are watching this video, you need to understand the male perspective of things. Know what a man thinks. Know how they feel and how they perceive things. Know, which is very important, I feel like, if you're in the opposite sex. that you need to know what you're dealing with, right? You can't just expect, it's all about my needs, it's all about me, it's all about what I want, this other person needs to provide that. It's not like that at all. This needs to be a very equal relationship. The other person needs to understand how you feel, what you want, what you're thinking, and vice versa. So I feel like this is, some of you might even be taking advice from an Aries. They're very strong-headed people. They're very passionate. They're very loving. They dedicate their lives to their partners. So I feel like some of you need to take advice from these kind of people. And if they're not Aries, just find somebody that has that kind of energy. They have that characteristic as an Aries person. Just like I said, somebody that has good relationship with their spouse or with their relationships for quite some time. You want to find good advice there. So I want to go ahead with your oracle cards. This is Sacred Traveler. What are the messages for water signs? What is it that they need to know and understand to find clarity and insight? What are the messages for these water signs? Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Wise leader, you are a beacon for others. Now, with that being there, I feel like you're an example to some siblings and some relatives. I feel like you need to, work on yourself, work on a relationship that you want, because I feel like there's some people that kind of lost hope in love, right? I feel like some of them have lost hope, but you're that light, you're that example. And you prove it, you'll prove it. I feel like some of you will prove it. A relationship is not just all flowers and candy and going on dates. It's hard work. Everything is work. Everything is work. Everything needs, time and effort and dedication. Everything is all about building. Right? And that's what that Eight of Pentacles is. It's all about work, building, concentrating, understanding what your project is. What are the messages for water signs? Sacred vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. Learn to forgive, or choose to forgive, to heal. And it's not it's not for the other person when you forgive somebody that has hurt you in the past. It's not that you've given them power. It's about you releasing that anger. You might as well be holding hot coal if you're going to be holding on to that anger. And I feel like some of you guys won't be doing that physically. So if you don't want to do that physically, why do that emotionally? Because it's so heavy on you guys. It's very heavy, and you don't want to give that energy and emotion to the next person. I mean, sometimes there's going to be questions like, what is up with this person? Why are they acting like this? I never did anything wrong. But this was because of the previous relationship that you haven't learned to let go. And it's important to let go. And this is not for the other person that has hurt you to, have power over you, that you've forgiven them. It's for you. It's for the next person. It's for you to cherish yourself and forgive what has happened. That way you can heal and just shine light into the next person. And, that's what you will do if you choose that. Like, that's what the sun is about. It's all about blooming. It's all about shining, unless you forgive. And you need to forgive. Forgiveness, it's a very hard thing. I understand. I'm a Cancer myself. And holding grudges is like one of my skills that I'm not really happy about. But as an evolved Cancer, you learn to just let things go. Don't take control of everything, because it's not really benefiting you. The other person can continue on with their lives, not even worry about what had happened in the past, and you're still there stuck with this emotion, you know? And I feel like that's what your challenge has been the whole time. You haven't learned. You're still hurt. You're still crying over the past, and it's been years, and you're still hurt for it or about it. Let go, guys. Let go. It's not good for you. We have wealth. Now, when I see that, sometimes, of course, that can mean money, wealth. You know, you're having good finances. You're building that there. You're you know, with the Four of Pentacles, I see that he is the king. He is the king. He is he has everything he needs, right? He has a good business. You know, this is somebody with good business. This is good finances. But he's come to the point where that's it. He's reached the end of his ladder, right? He hasn't invested any of his time. And some of you may have that good wealth. Like there's no need to continue going because I've already gained so much, I can't gain any more. But that's not true. There's always time for investment. Now, in other words of wealth, this is wealth in happiness, wealth in love. You know, this is wealth in friendships and families. And I feel like if you have good relationships with your friends, with your relatives, with yourself, you will feel that great abundance there. You will feel that great abundance. You will feel alive. And that's what I keep going to the sun. You know, that is what wealth is. That's what richness is. Because when I say rich, I don't think about money. I think about rich in love, rich in happiness, just rich in life, you know, internally with the things that you have, not just about money. Although money helps with relationship to sustain a family in order to survive, right? And so we're going to go out and get one more card here from the angel prayers. What are the messages for Cancer? What is it that they need to know in here for Pisces and Scorpio? Water signs. I feel like some of you must be Cancers, because I just said Cancer by itself. I feel like some of you all are Cancers, mainly Cancers. Or maybe some of you have a moon or rising sign in Cancer. I'm not sure. Okay, so we have inner power, the infinite Father, divine Father. Thank you for your co-creating my world with me. That's the Emperor right there. That's your male role model. Or that could be, it doesn't necessarily have to be a male. It could also be the female, physically, that has very strong masculine energy, that is very wise, right? She will tell you how to, if you say, okay, if you guys are going through a bad situation with your current partner, and you're going to your mom, or you're going to a female role model, you know, whether it is female or male, however that works, and they tell you to, oh, leave him or leave her, like she's not good for you, and you know you guys are always fighting, that's not the advice that you want. That's not the advice. You need to hear somebody say, go back to your spouse, go back to your boyfriend, go back to your partner and work this out. Talk it out. You want that kind of advice. You want somebody to kind of guide you, to help you build your relationship. Go, you know, when they tell you to go back and work it out, that's somebody you want to take advice from, because they want to see you happy. They know that relationships is a hard work. It's a very difficult task to do. Not that it's a task, but you know what I mean. So those are the kind of people you want to listen to. With the Page of Swords, I'm looking at it for some reason right now, is that just kind of heed warning and just listen and pay attention, because I feel like that's what your focus is in your future. That's what your focus. You're preparing for Maybe even a good commitment here. You know, for some of you that have had a bad relationship with this person, maybe things will turn around. You know, it's just all about communication as well. There needs to be understanding. Understanding and compromising and compassion. You know, I feel like some of you guys were to talk things out, because water signs, let's be real, we are very sensitive people. We sometimes, maybe some of us are very afraid to even speak out on how we will express ourselves, because we're afraid we will not be understood. And that's kind of one of our fears, right? That we don't, or pet peeves, that we don't like when somebody's not understanding what we're trying to express. That some of them kind of get it over their heads. It's kind of like you're talking to a wall. And that's a little bit irritating, which I can understand. But try to find some solid ground for the other person to really be serious and understand what you're feeling and what your emotions are. I feel like some of you have been not showing appreciation, you know, on both parties. I feel like some of you both kind of take each other for granted, and it would become a very good relationship if some of y'all will kind of let go of past hurts, because I feel like that's what some things kind of tie into. All right, water sign. So that is the love reading for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and close this reading, and you know, stay tuned for my next love reading video. I may want to kind of do a different spread just to see how that works. Please leave a comment below. Subscribe to my channel. Let me know how this resonates with you. I like to hear people's stories. I like to get some feedback as well. You know, up until next time, I'll see you guys in December.